The ultimate pavlova. Crisp on the outside, marshmallowy through the center. Yep, there are a lot of ways that this can go wrong, my friends, but listen up. This is my ultimate guide to this Australian classic. This is my rum and berry pavlova. This pavlova recipe comes to you from my brand new cookbook. You might have seen this one. Now there's this one. These books are all about the tips, the techniques, the recipes that you guys love on my channel. My companion book to the first one, Just as Delicious, is out now. This one is so cool. We really deep dive in here, guys. So amazing, like step-by-step shots for you. There we go. Thanks for the close-up, Dax. And more of those little tricks that I think give you so much more joy when you're cooking. Today we're making my rum and berry pavlova. I love this one. It is a tricky one, which is why there are a lot of tips and techniques that go into this one. Let's go through it together. Start off with the rum and berry compote.
You just need some sugar, water, spiced rum, star anise, ginger, cinnamon sticks, pitted cherries and blackberries. Now bring this mixture up to a gentle simmer and cook for 10 minutes.
Okay, so this is looking pretty good now. You can see the fruit is still lovely and whole, but I'm gonna add in now to thicken everything up a little bit of arrowroot. So I just need to mix that with some water, and it only needs to simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes or until it's kind of got like a honey-like consistency. So this is the situation you're looking for. Things are looking glossy and shiny, and it will thicken up a little bit as it cools down. So just set that to the side. Let's get on to making the pavlova. I need to separate my eggs first, and here comes tip number 1 for your pavlova. Make sure your bowl is incredibly clean. Any kind of oily residue or maybe soap residue might affect how fluffy and stabilized your meringue is. So clean bowl. And what I need here is 200 grams of egg white. Now, a lot of recipes will just give you the number of eggs, but eggs can be all sorts of different sizes. So it's really great if you can measure out and get the exact 200 grams of egg whites that you need. I've got 6 egg whites now. Let's just weigh them. 200 grams, perfect. Okay. So this now can go into my stand mixer. The mixer just needs to go on high and whisk these egg whites until they're sort of soft peaks. So once you've reached this kind of consistency, we're fluffy, we've got soft peaks here, now we can start adding the sugar. Okay, so turn this back on. And you want to add the sugar in spoon by spoon. And the idea here is that the whisking action kind of helps to dissolve the sugar and the egg white together to form a really smooth meringue. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Now, the way you can tell whether your meringue has been whipped enough is that you just grab a little bit on your finger and rub it between your fingers, and if you can feel any grains of sugar, get it right back in there and keep whipping. Now, this feels pretty good. I can't feel any grains of sugar. It has been whipping for quite a while, like at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So now I can go ahead and add in my stabilizers. And here's the next tip. Using corn flour and vinegar and mixing that into your meringue will keep it a lot more stable and give you a much better chance of getting the perfect pavlova. So this is looking ready to go. Oh, it's so shiny and marshmallowy. That's exactly the way it should look. Now over here I have a tray with some baking paper. I've actually outlined a 20 centimeter guide here to help me get that nice round shape. And start dolloping your meringue into that circle. Now to shape your pavlova, just kind of like try to stick within that guide, because I do find that pavlova does puff a little bit, so it will end up being a little bit bigger. So I like to go kind of taller and smaller in this first instance. So just spread it out. Nice sort of little wavy bits and pieces. Don't be perfect about it. Pavlova should have like nice swirls about it. Now the cooking. So this is another really big tip for me. It's got to be really low and slow because the pavlova should just set without colouring. So into the oven, 100 Celsius for an hour. Once the pavlova is cooked, leave it in your oven, turn it off, but leave the door ajar and let it sit for 2 hours. So here we have what I think is the perfect pavlova, beautiful, crispy meringue on the outside, and then hopefully when we get in here, we'll see the marshmallowy center. But we need to decorate first. So just dollops of cream on top, and then spoon over your cherry and blackberry compote. Look at that color, I love that. So here we are, moment of truth. You should hear a little bit of a crack. And as you lift up that piece, you should see a beautiful marshmallowy center. Oh, that looks so good. And there you go, friends. That is my rum and berry pavlova. I'm very excited about getting in here. I think with the pavlova is like, it should just melt away like a cloud. Oh, so good, so light, and the perfect texture. Yum. So don't forget, guys, this recipe is in my new cookbook. It is out now, Just as Delicious, the companion book to my Always Delicious cookbook. I hope you guys love this one just as much as I do. Check it out on my website. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, if you love pavlova, or even if you don't love pavlova, I make lots of other delicious things too. Please hit the subscribe button down the bottom there, hit the bell, and then you'll always know when I'm releasing something delicious.